Here's a short tale I like to call Forbidden Fruit. See, Dr. Samantha Goldman knew better. 10 years in school, several more in practice, mastering the delicate art of keeping her face neutral and her heart locked up tight. Empathetic, warm, but never too close. And then there was him, Wyatt. 34, dark hair, darker eyes, and a sadness that clung to him like damp clothes after a storm. He'd walked into her office 3 months ago, hollowed out from the inside after his wife left him. He sat there, arms folded, eyes down, like if he just stared at the floor long enough, he might fall through. But slowly, session by session, he bloomed. She learned Wyatt used to write music, that he once laughed so hard he fell off his kitchen counter trying to kill a spider, that he loved the rain because it made the world match how he felt inside. And she learned his grief wasn't just drowning him, it was feeding something in her too. "I'm just tired, Doc," he said one evening, his voice ragged. "Tired of pretending I'm okay when I'm not. Tired of having to keep up getting up." Samantha shifted in her chair. "It's okay to feel tired, but you're not alone in this. I'm right here." And that's when it began, because she wasn't just saying it as his therapist anymore. She meant it. On some forbidden electric level, she wanted to sit beside him, not across from him. Wanted to know him outside of grief and obligation. Wanted to know what his laugh sounded like without sorrow tucked beneath it. What his hand felt like. What his lips tasted like when they weren't busy lying about being fine. She went home that night and stood in the bathroom mirror, whispering to her reflection, "Boundaries, Sammy, boundaries." But the memory of his smile shredded the tape, holding those boundaries together. She'd made him laugh, really laugh, over some dumb story about failing at baking bread during lockdown. And somehow, that had been enough. One evening, as their session ended, Wyatt lingered at the door. "I know I'm just your patient," he said softly, "but sometimes, in the middle of the night, or in the middle of work, I wish you were the one who could talk me down. I wish we were friends." His throat tightened. She thought of the codes, the rules, the lines in bold black ink that she had signed her name to, vowing never to cross. And yet, "You are my patient," she whispered, barely trusting herself. "It can't be more than that." Heavy silence fell between them. They both nodded, like two people standing on opposite sides of a locked door, pretending they didn't have a key. Feeling the weight of it all, Samantha left the office and went straight to the nearest bar. Just one drink, just to take the edge off. "Can I buy your next one?" The voice nearly stopped her heart. Wyatt slid into the stool beside her. The same shy smile, the one she wasn't supposed to love. She nodded before her brain could stop her, before the rules could remind her what this meant. And in the nod, the line blurred, the line disappeared. Later that night, lying in bed with that same smile tugging at her lips, she felt her husband's hand slide over her back. "You seem happy, honey. Did you have a breakthrough today?" he murmured. She turned away from him, pulling the covers up to her chin. "I did," she whispered. "I broke down a wall and crossed into territory that was forbidden." To be continued.